Hello, hello, hello. Um, my name is Mick Collins, and I am with Saber Tree Consulting. I will be doing the March 2024 horoscope. Um, there's only 10 transits that are happening this month. There is the Mercury retrograde shadow starts just about in the middle of the month um, because Mercury is currently, well, it has been flying through the signs. It is beginning to slow down because the retrograde is going to be happening on the 1st of April. It's actually one of the first things that happens next month. And I will be covering next month as well. If you do like my work, I appreciate you being here. Feel free to sign up for my newsletter so that you can get alerts for when these things pop up on YouTube. You can always sign up for my Patreon as well if you would like. And that's pretty much it. So let's dive in. On March 1st, which is tomorrow, it is the Sun sextile Jupiter. Okay. And that is happening at 7:14 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. Um, and the vibe is taking the time to smell the flowers. Okay, everything feels shiny and beautiful. It's a definite possibility we'll see more campaigns with promises of what um, specifically politicians in the United States are going to do for the public, especially because we've got like the presidential election that's going to be coming up this year. So we've got candidates that are kind of they're getting hit with the reality of what's happening abroad and how they're mishandling that, and so there might be a lot of promises. That's what is to be expected on Friday, March 1st. Right? Is that? Yeah. So then moving on. Excuse me. Sorry. We have Saturday, March 9th. Sorry, I'm hoping that clears my throat. We have Mercury moving into Aries. Right, like I said, Mercury has been flying through the signs. It's only been in Pisces for 3 weeks, which has been a lot of because it's in a water sign, and lots of words doesn't necessarily mean that those words mean much of anything, but like lots of words were happening, lots of communication was happening, and so Mercury moving into Aries happens at 11:03 p.m. And there's a chance that when Mercury enters Aries, we're going to see verbal disputes about how the workforce is supposed to be, and more unions making threats to walk away, possibly. I know that like last month, I believe there was a whole bunch of teacher unions that were like, this is not cool. So we'll see. We shall see what that is going to change. The next day on Sunday, March 10th, is the Pisces new moon, and that's happening at 5 a.m. at 20 degrees Pisces. That's also the day that daylight savings begins in the United States of America. So if you are in the US, please know that we will be springing forward. So those of us who are parents, it's not going to mean anything. Hold on. Probably help if I actually had my microphone on the correct channel. But those of us who are parents, it's not going to mean anything. Those of us who have animals, it's not going to be meaning anything. I will say that if you have a medication that you are giving your animals, start on like the 1st to give that medication a little bit earlier, right? Because we're losing an hour here, by like 10 minutes, so that by the time you get to it being daylight savings time and that springing forward and losing an hour, your animal has gotten used to the change in being able to get the medication that if you were taking a medication and you take it at a specific time every day, moving it up by like 10-minute increments until you get to daylight savings is also really good for your body, medically speaking. Anyway, we have new beginnings and possibly protecting women's rights. Are we going to maybe see movements in communications regarding the importance of feminism and matriarchal societies? It could also be because currently, right now, when we're talking about Palestine and how much women are not having their needs met because of the genocide that is happening over there, that I don't know. We might be seeing more support being sent for just daily things that are needed, because currently I believe the reports are saying that they're cutting up tents to use it as menstrual pads, and there are C-sections that are happening without any anesthesia. And so it might be in regards to that kind of need for feminine care. On the 11th, which is the next day, it is Monday, the 11th, we have Venus moving into Pisces. Venus moves into her sign of exaltation. So she's just gonna be super happy. Like, they're so happy. That is wonderful. And then we have the sun moving into Aries. We've got the spring equinox that's happening on the 19th. And I do not know why I didn't write anything for that. So I'm going to have to come back to that one because I don't even know what the wheel looks like for that. So I'll be going over, obviously, that. Like I said, on the 18th, we have Mercury hitting its retrograde shadow. It's going to be slowing down. So everything from the 18th all the way through until, hold on, I'm clearly unorganized today, which is not my best work, as my daughter would like to say. Mercury goes retrograde, stations retrograde on April 1st, and then stations direct on April 26th. And then the shadow period for that Mercury retrograde doesn't end until May 13th. So it's quite a long period of time of communication going over it one way, and then you're going to backtrack over it, and then you're going to go over it again. So it's a 3 times. So start paying attention on March 18th to see what it is that you're going to be going over. On the 21st, we have Venus joining up with Saturn at 7:09 p.m. And that is the testing of work relationships, are asking us to take some deep breaths on that day. On March 22nd, which is a Friday, we have Mars entering Pisces, joining the Pisces party at 7:47 p.m. And we're facing hard things and possibly either fighting or severing ties within the workplace. Like, there's a video right now that I've seen on TikTok of someone who works in HR, and they're like, well, if you're at work and they put you on a PIP, which is a performance review type of thing, where they give you're not meeting the goals of the organization, and if you do these things, then they're going to keep you. She's like, if they hand you a PIP, just walk away. Like, that is a sign that you need to find a new job. Okay. So it might be in that regard. On the 23rd of the month, the Saturn retrograde shadow starts at 8:34 p.m. because Saturn is going to be stationing retrograde in the next month or so. So start paying attention to boundaries, because Saturn is currently in Pisces. Okay, so you're going to want to start paying attention to where Pisces is in your chart. Start looking at important boundaries that you have, what your fears are, because Saturn also represents fears, what kind of stability you're needing and requiring in life, because that is also something that Saturn represents, the framework, um, the foundation. Sometimes if it's like in your fourth house, the foundation of your home, maybe, or the foundation of your family. So start looking at those themes, and keep track of those the same way that you're keeping track of what's occurring in whatever house Mercury is in when it's in Aries, so that you can see what the themes are going to be, because you're going to go over it, you're going to go back over it, and you're going to go over it again. Those of you who are having your Saturn return in Pisces, you're just going to be going over these topics. And so it's going to have boundaries, and it's going to have quite possibly new pathways for you based off of that. On the 24th of March, we have Venus sextile Jupiter. And this is gorgeous and feels delightful, as giving fun vacation vibes with friends, and huge fandom support of like a rom-com. Okay. It's kind of like, it's big shipping energy, like when people really want two characters to get together in a movie or in a TV show. It's a beautiful love's overindulgence feeling going on. And then on the 25th, which is a Monday, we have the lunar eclipse happening. It's a Libra lunar eclipse happening at 5 degrees at 3 a.m. And a culmination of the Libra new moon from 6 months ago, enjoying the process of climbing to the top and getting public recognition for it. It's happening on the moon's day, with the moon having the upper hand. Both the sun and Mercury are in a beneficial, meaning the good planets, both Venus and Jupiter, are on the outside, and the sun and Mercury are in the inside. So this one looks really, really nice. And so I am going to give you the caveat, however, half and ever. I know it's a full moon, and I know we like to charge things on the full moon. If you are a native person, disregard, because you've been doing your thing for however long you've been doing. You know what you're doing. For those of you who do not know what you are doing when it comes to charging crystals, clearing things, do not mess with the energy of an eclipse, because you have no idea how that's going to turn out. I mean, if you like to gamble, I'm not going to stop you, but I would not be charging things during an eclipse. I'm just saying. Mostly because I don't like that whole F around and find out type of deal. I like to keep my butt out of things I don't belong in. I mean, I'm not going to start shit, but I will finish it. But anyway, yeah, that's just my 2 cents on charging things during an eclipse. I have learned the hard way. I do not do it anymore, because I found out I did not know what I was doing. And so if you know what you're doing, obviously do it. But I am not one of those people. Okay. So this is the quick rundown. I will come back with the spring equinox. I don't know why I didn't write it down. I'm clearly having communication issues. But anyway, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I hope you found this entertaining. And that is all I have. So feel free to sign up for my newsletter so that you can know when the other videos are going to drop. And have a wonderful day. Today is a Thursday. It is the last day of Black History Month. Thank you, Lord, because this has been a month. I don't know what happens, but like every February, man, it's a not a fun time. But tomorrow is March 1st, and so hopefully it'll just lower a little bit. Maybe, probably not. Love you. Bye.